Campbell's comments out and about, catching up with Mick Stanley. Hello, Mickey.
Hi, Paulie.
We've been here today doing a little bit of work for Llowalong Farms with the Catching Up with the Kids, which is a great promotion, getting the word out there about the stallions on their roster, and Soho Tribeca's one of those. Lovely horse you worked around earlier.
Beautiful horse. Yeah, the drone operator nearly took me out when I was letting him zip up the straight, so that's how nice he was. No, all the Tribeca babies that I've had come through the stable so far have been exceptionally well mannered, as he was. So, it's really great to see that he's thrown his stamp on them.
Keep an eye out for that. It'll be on Llowalong Farm social media posts. It's Catching Up with the Kids. Grant doing the video, so I encourage people to keep an eye out for those. There's poster boys as well. I think it's a great incentive and great way of getting people out there to look at the horses. I want to stay on the stallions just for a sec. I want to talk about Rock and Roll Do. That's sort of one of the main reasons I came here. But Soho Lanikai, and you showed us a yearling there. What a ripping type he is.
Yeah, he is a beauty. He's out of a well-bred mare. Big, strong horse who shows some really good ability too. We really like him. Look, he hasn't had a lot of mares, Soho Lanikai, obviously because he's probably his first year when he stood at Good Time Lodge. He only got there late and the breeding season was well underway. And then since then, I've sort of been standing in myself. So between that and racing, I really haven't publicised him or pushed him out there. But the 20-odd foals that he has on the ground, we couldn't be more impressed with. And I think if you look at his pedigree, he's as well, if not a better bred than any Sunbeat stallion standing in Australia. So especially now that we add Captain Hammerhead to his page after how impressive he's been, only makes us stronger. So really looking forward to his youngsters hitting the track, and hopefully he can get a bit better supported in the coming years.
You're involved in Swanhill Swanhill Stallion Tender, sorry. So I did see that there's an opportunity there. How many have you got yourself of the Lanikais?
We've got 3 one-year-olds here in work. So he only had, I think he only had 9 live foals his first year, and we've got 3 here. So then they both go really well. They're all big, strong horses like the fella you saw. And I know I had a phone call from Josh Turnbull from Sydney. He broke one in, and he just rang me to just tell me that he really liked it, and if I wanted him to send him a video of it to help promote Soho Lanikai. So, out of only a handful of horses, they're really impressing so far.
Josh is in Bathurst. That's good of him. He's pretty good on the promotions, Josh, actually. Yep. He's good that way. So get in touch, anyone in Bathurst. Right, serious business. You must have been blown away by the return of Rock and Roll Do Saturday night, just gone. Super impressive. Horses don't do that at Melton. They don't come from last, go wide against quality horses and get as close as what he did. Yeah, no, I was really happy with his run. I know everyone's sort of getting wrapped up with the sectional times, which, obviously he felt phenomenal, when he was looping when I pulled him out also, and the times backed it up. But the sectional times aren't why I came home, so happy. It was just the way he raced, behind the mobile, he was straight as a die. In the run, he was straight as a die. He relaxed, there was no hanging. When I let him down, he wasn't hanging on the bend. So I know his sectional times were awesome, and he felt awesome, but all those little things made me happier than what his sectionals were. I was watching him, and I was barracking for you to get home, and there was also Greg Sugars is on your back, Better Eclipse, I think it was it? Or,
yeah, it was, yeah.
I was just watching, I thought, well, we'll see how close these guys get to him, because you basically had no chance, and that's, again, sectional times are relevant. Go wide around Melton in fast class races. Horses don't do that, especially with the leaders being all figuring in the finish. And he just powered home. It was just brilliant to watch. Yeah, exactly. Look, and I think that's one thing, people probably haven't seen from him yet, which I may have said last time. He is just as fast as he is strong. We just haven't seen it yet. So I'm really excited to see him come off a trail like that on a really hot tempo instead of slow sectionals. I think that's when we will see the best of him. Obviously, the beauty is he does have that strength, so if you need to, you can use him also. And, obviously in a ideal world, if that was a Victoria Cup the other night, we're not last at the 400. We're a lot closer, and, we
may have won the race. So, but for everything that we were looking for, like you said, he showed us that and a little bit more.
Bit of a forgotten horse for whatever reasons. Hasn't been spoken about a lot lately. I saw you put a tweet out that the Len Smith Mile is your next target. I gather that that's not his grand final. Like, what are your aims with him? Is New Zealand back on the radar at all, or...?
Probably not the New Zealand Cup. I think last year, not only from our guy coming home the way he did, but you see how well Majestic Cruiser went through the New Zealand Cup and then backed up in the Inter-Dominion and was playing. I don't think you can go in everything. And we said we didn't want to go in the Inter-Dominion last year just because of he was still so immature and raw, and we thought the trip away would do him more good than the Inter-Dominion. So this year, now that he's come back and he's grown up, the Inter-Dominion is our main focus. The Inter-Dominion, the Miracle Mile, the two races that we really pen that we want to compete in this year. So so we'll just stay home and follow the same path we did Victoria Cup, but then Miracle Mile and Inter-Dominion is our ideal scenario.
You said there before about not for the New Zealand Cup. Does that leave a window open potentially for a slot holder in the Grins towards the end of his campaign? Yeah,
definitely. Look, we had a slot sewn up last year and obviously had to withdraw from that because things didn't go the way that we wanted it to. So, if we keep him home and he's in good order, we'll definitely love to entertain someone talking to us and heading back over and, obviously it's not the New Zealand Cup, but it's still in New Zealand and
$1 million race.
And it'd be nice to get back there and show everyone the real rock and roll do.
Yeah, absolutely. You say about strengthening a horse up. It was unfortunate that his form sort of fell away, but when you came back, but does that sort of strengthen his mindset and probably help you in a training manner with him? People wrote him off, but he's still only a young horse. Did you learn a lot, one from the New Zealand Cup Carnival, but also coming back and he's probably below par runs?
Look, of course, if you don't learn anything out of those things, I think you may as well give it away because you can't just keep sticking to the things that you kept doing if they don't work. Yep. So, look, as far as a horse is, how to travel a horse, I know Cran Dalgetty said to me when I was over there, he said, I'm telling you, when you take him home, it'll kick his guts in. He goes, but when you give him a spell and bring him back, he said, that's when you'll see how much the trip has done for him. And, so far he's right. And, I think, maybe the mistakes that we made was not stopping on him as soon as we got home and pressing on. But, he had a short freshen up and he felt so good at the trials and then everything went downhill from there. So, probably the New Zealand trip will never, ever be a regret or anything like that. We'd do that again in a heartbeat. It's probably how we handled things when we got home.
Get home and go from there. It's interesting you say about Cran with Krug. Krug probably raced below par as well for that New Zealand Cup and all the rest, but spelled him, brought him back, and again, he looks like he's coming back terrific. So it is, and I think that's the other thing. And I saw it firsthand over there. The people you meet and the advice you get and the things you learn, it's immeasurable, isn't it? Yeah,
it is. It's exactly right. All those little things, and I think even on show day, Natalie Rasmussen pulled me up and asked me how the trip was and how we're going, and she said, I've looked through his form and, Rock and Roll Do's only had one race over 2,500. And, these horses over in New Zealand are seasoned to it, they're... So she said, don't be disheartened by the way the trip went. It'll only make him stronger. So it's like you said, everyone you run into just helps you a little bit. And the Kiwis travel all the time. They do it without thinking. So, to get a lot of advice from people like Cran was amazing. And, they looked after us amazing while we're there also. We can't thank them enough.
Rest of the team's going good. You've got a couple of horses coming through the races. Yahoo was one that sort of jumped out of the ground. He was disappointing last start, but that happens. But, you must be happy with how the rest of the team's going. Yeah,
team's going really well. Slow start to the year after getting hurt in that Bendigo Cup and what have you, really slowed things down. But, starting to get some young horses back to the races. Soho Seraphine's been really good through the year, through the Oaks in New South Wales, and she's back for the Vic bred. Yahoo, he's a progressive horse. Vincent can get a little bit hot, so he's going to throw in runs every now and then that disappoint because his manners aren't quite there yet, but he's got a loads of ability. So I think in time he's going to make a really nice metropolitan horse. Soho Moonraker was really good through the nutrient sales race. He's a progressive horse. Then we've got a few 2-year-olds that show promise that probably not quite there yet, but in the future I think are going to make really nice horses.
But then the thoroughbreds, mate, they're going good too. They're winning. I mean, I was coming over for an interview. That was about a month ago, 6 weeks ago now, that you had a winner. But that must be good fun as well, having the gallopers and getting a winner. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, Jen had Dancing Choose one at Ballarat there about a month ago, and Jen trained the thoroughbreds when we first met, and then due to having the family and that, she had to give them away for a while. But now she's back into it, and I'll give her a hand riding a bit of track work and that. I thoroughly enjoy it, and I think probably the difference between the thoroughbreds and the harness is just if you get an average horse, the amount of money that they can earn in a short time is amazing. So I'm sure that we'll dabble in them a little bit more in time to come.
Yeah, you're not going to stop on the standardbreds anytime soon, though, I hope. So that'll be all.
No, we love the standardbreds. So I think Brendan owns a lot of the thoroughbreds here with us, and so does Rob. But harness is our passion, and there'll always be a harness horse here. Don't worry.
All right, mate. Thanks for the insight. Good news for the guys in Queensland. Maybe get someone from the Grins giving you a call shortly as well. We'll tease that one out as well. But well done on his return. I think it was brilliant. I think well done on the way you conducted yourself in New Zealand as well. You were terrific, from my point of view, but from everyone's, it was pretty full on over there this year with microphones getting shoved in your mouth and that too. So I really appreciated that part of it. And hopefully you get over there, the Grins. Hopefully I get to see you over there as well on another junket for myself. It'll be all right.
Oh, one thing I can guarantee you will get a junket.
Got to do these things, Mickey. Well done. Keep an eye out for catching up with the kids, as I said, with Llowalong Farms too. Great insight into the Soho Tribecas hitting the track. Unfortunately, like you guys said in the interview, they would normally be hitting the track now, but we've got to wait another nearly 6 months before they can actually race, which makes it a little bit hard for the stallion owners and that. So we want to make sure, like the likes of Poster Boys and those horses, Lather Ups again, another horse that Woodland support, that people get the message out there and they're aware these horses are there and ready to go. But unfortunately, they just can't race. So a bit of a trying times. And Soho Lanikai.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think Grant and yourself doing a fantastic job getting around, showing everyone how all these youngsters by these stallions are going. And I think it's a really exciting time for the local stallions. I think more than ever we've got so many really well-bred stallions that raced on bred and raced on our shores instead of the imports. It's exciting, and I hope they all do a great job. But it'll be great for the industry.
Mickey, talk to you all day. Thank you.
Thank you.